PvE campaign. So just a variation on the classic dynamic campaign, but hopefully without it getting out of hand. So before I get into the mechanics of the campaign, if you go to the campaign brief, I'll just quickly go through the history, or the story. So this is a fictitious conflict between Blue Lands and Red Lands. So Blue Lands is a modern democratic nation of good international standing, located in the west to the west of Redlands. Redlands is a nation ruled by an authoritarian military-led government, generally considered by the international community as a corrupt government with a poor record on human rights. Following decades of scrimmages between the two nations, which saw Blue Lands being backed by the west and Redlands by the east, Redlands was feeling the effects of years of trade embargoes against it, compounded by military overspending on eastern military hardware. The economic effects of this caused unrest within the nations of Redlands, and fearing a revolt, Redlands leadership began to soften its stance against Blue Lands and halted hostile acts towards them. In return, the Western community lifted restrictions against Redlands, which led to economic improvements for its people and resulted in the government retaining public support. However, hardline minorities within the Redlands population and government ranks were less disillusioned by the loss of their national identity as a strong nation with a common enemy, and continues to be a source of unrest and concern for the Redlands government. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, a new regional threat to the West has emerged. The Western nations have responded by sending many of its forces to the region in hopes of deterring this new threat. Blue Lands, to repay their Western allies for their support in the past, and based on the friendly relationship that existed with Redlands, decided to send most of its advanced air and naval assets to the region to support their allies. Unfortunately, Redlands' old allies in the east used their influence over the hardliners within Redlands' government to convince them to seize this opportunity and invade Blue Lands with the aims of stretching Western forces globally and aiding their allies. With a promise of increased financial assistance from the east and fears of a revolt within their government by hardliners, Redlands' government agreed. 2 weeks ago, Redlands launched a surprise attack against the vulnerable nation of Blue Lands and quickly destroyed or captured all of the main Blue Lands military bases and defences. Some of Blue Lands forces that are trained to operate out in the field from roadside bases and FARPs were able to scatter to the safety of the mountains. Unfortunately, although they were trained for these kind of operations, they were expected to operate alongside some kind of conventional military force. This, coupled with the surprise element of the attack and a lot of their equipment deployed overseas, meant they were unable to put up any kind of defence against the Redlands attack. Today, the remaining Blue Lands force, consisting of Blue Air assets, engineers and intelligence officers and logistical forces, are reorganised and ready to conduct attacks from their hidden bases in the mountains. They possess no air-to-air weapons and only limited selection of air-to-ground munitions. They will need to fight alone against a much larger enemy force that is equipped with modern SAMs and aircraft, as well as having the advantage of operating from bases with good communication networks. Blue Force only hope of being effective against such a force is to use asymmetric warfare tactics such as surprise raids, sabotage, ambush, and hit-and-run strikes, classic guerrilla warfare tactics.
Yes.
So if you go to the campaign tree tab, I'll just briefly go through the mechanics of the campaign. So you can see the tree there. You've got a big center node, the Redfall HQ. So all of these nodes on this tree are objectives. The center one, which is Katesi Air Base, is basically the end game objective. If we can retake the that location, we effectively win the campaign. I'll just go through the guide quickly below, which explains it a bit more. So the campaign tree shows the possible objectives available at any given time during the campaign. It only represents the tree at day one and does not represent all possible objectives featured in this campaign. Additional objectives shall be added when they are discovered by intel gathered during the course of the campaign. All objectives, apart from the red HQ objective, are optional. The completion of the main objective will result in a successful campaign completion. However, it would be virtually impossible to successfully complete this objective without first weakening its operational capabilities and obtaining intelligence about it by completing at least some of the secondary objectives that are attached to it. The secondary objectives themselves would be extremely hard to complete without completing at least some of the objectives attached to it, and so on. So which objective to activate and whether to simply destroy the objective or attempt to raid the objective will be decided by the members via a vote made on the Intel tab of the sheet made available before the next mission. The vote will inform the campaign builder which objectives they wish to activate for the upcoming mission. This will minimize the amount of mission editing and computational resources, FPS, needed, as only the activated objectives can be attempted during the mission. The other objectives will not need to be populated. Not all objectives need to be completed to complete the campaign. For the objectives where a raid option is available, satisfying this requirement will produce additional bonuses such as intel or assets such as weapons and capability unlocks. Activated objectives will be shown in a campaign tree with green outlines, and a brief for those objectives will be given in the mission sheet. The objectives for today are pre-selected by the campaign builder due to limited objective options. Offensive objectives are planned objectives against Redfall to progress the campaign. Defensive taskings are reactive objectives to Redfall actions during the campaign and do not progress the campaign. However, failure to complete these taskings could result in a negative consequence for Bluefall. Warehousing will not be used for this campaign. The airframe types are limited to the types given, and so are the weapon types, but their quantity is unlimited, although some additional weapon types may be unlocked during the campaign. Redfall assets are also unlimited and can only be depleted by completing offensive objectives. So you see the tree today, there's not very many options, but there are highlighted in green are some reconnaissance flights. We know that there's a main Redfall HQ. They've done a lot of propaganda from Katesi, sort of mission accomplished type stuff. So we know there are some command elements such as the IS HQ, some air command and ground command. There may be others at this point, we don't know, and we can assume that those are supporting other elements out in the AO. And you can also see some defensive taskings are also highlighted down below, and these are some reactive options, so all of these will be available. And the objective is to mostly today to gain intelligence so we can find out what's going on and have some more objectives available for the next mission. And as I said, you get to decide which objectives you want to activate for the next mission, and you'll be presented with that sheet hopefully within a week of today. So is there any questions on that so far?
Yes, this graph represents only the today's day, because there are not many options for a long period. Like there's only one node to hop to the ground command HQ, for instance.
Yeah, that's what we know today. As I said, there could be more HQ elements. There's certainly going to be a lot more objectives. It's not going to be a simple do one objective and then go to ground command HQ. But as I say, you get to choose. You could go straight for the ground command HQ, assuming that you know where it is, which at this point we do not. We do know where the main center node is, and there's nothing to stop you from next mission just saying let's just go straight for it and see if we can win the campaign. But as I say, you have very little intel about it, and it's very heavily defended, and there's going to be some counter attacks that we don't know where they are. So you could try to do it, and it's up to you when you want to. So basically you have a few options. You have the option of which objectives you want to do. You don't have to necessarily do them all. You only have to do enough so you feel like you've weakened some of the whatever objective is attached to it further down towards the center of the tree. You also get to choose which order you want to do those objectives in, and in some cases you have the option to choose whether just to simply destroy a target or go for a raid, which is typically going to involve probably neutralizing defenses around that objective and then landing some sort of ground assets to capture, to do a raid and then extract, because you can't really capture any area because Red 4 are so dominant. As soon as they know where you are, they're just going to just bomb the hell out of you, basically. But you can certainly raid it and then gain some intelligence that will help with some other objective, either identifying it or developing so you know what's there, and also hopefully get some leads on some other assets, because as I say, we'll go through it in a minute, but there's quite a lot of weapon restrictions today, so you would definitely want to get some more advanced weapons going forward, I guess. Any other questions? Okay, so if you go to the Intel tab right at the end,
Copy.
so that here you can see there's a list of Intel on all the different objectives, the different HQ, which there's not much there, so I won't go through that. But you can see the main Katesi headquarters there. I'll just go through this first paragraph quick. So, Katesi, this is the central command for all occupying Red 4 operations in the AO. Redland's authoritarian military government is very alpha strongman-led government. In the past, the leadership has been challenged and toppled by lower-ranked officers within the military. Each successive commander has been more hardline and aggressive than the last. As a result, the Redlands government has unofficially adopted a policy of only giving their officers just enough training and authority to execute their role. This is in stark contrast to Blueland's policy, where officers are given the best training so that so if an officer is lost, the next officer in line can adapt and take control. It's this characteristics of Redland's command that we plan to exploit. If we can identify the command elements of the occupying Red forces and neutralize them, then the rest of the massive Red forces will become paralyzed and unable to function without them. We project that this alone will allow the deployed Blue forces to easily retake Bluelands when they are able to return, although this phase is outside the scope of this campaign. So that's the general outline, is to work away the command, basically cut the head off the snake, and that should be enough to paralyze all of the ground and assets that are around, and they should be easily to sweep once the rest of the Blue forces hopefully manage to make it back into the region and allow them to establish a footprint. But as it says, this is outside the scope of this campaign. We're just going to try and take out the headquarters, and the rest of it will follow. There's also a FARP tab, which gives a bit of intel on the information about the FARPs today, if you haven't read that. And there's also a training mission available on our Discord, so you can practice takeoff and landings at these pretty sketchy road bases that we're going to be operating at, but I won't go through that too much. If you go to the front page again, you'll see the map, an overview of the AO. So basically, you've got a little part of Redlands to the east, which is a no-fly zone currently. So do not fly into any no-fly zones during the course of the campaign, because you will just instantly explode. There's also a no-fly zone over Katesi, in the centre there, and you've also got some threat, which you can fly into these areas, but you probably shouldn't. So these are areas that we suspect that some of Red Line forces, all we know from human intelligence on the ground, that those are operating in, and the area within the borders is kind of Blue Lands, and we've got some neutral allies to the north and south, which we won't be operating in, but if you do stray in there, nothing's going to happen. So that's a general overview of the AO for this campaign, and you can also see the FARP locations, the road-based locations, in green at the top there. Any questions so far?
You would be launching for Paris.
So I see we are hiding in the mountains.
Yeah. So all of our road bases are in the mountains. They're hidden in the valleys. And part of today's objectives, which we'll go through in a bit, will be trying to keep the Reds out of that, so they're not able to look around and locate our road bases. At this point, they don't actually think that we are hidden in there. They think we've either been destroyed or we've run off. But yeah, we're all hidden in those northern mountains at this point, using those road bases. Yeah.
Are the kill boxes visible on map in game?
Yeah, all of these graphics are in the F10 map, so you should be able to see. So the no-fly zones are visible as well. So that's the most important thing. The kill box is actually where you'll be operating today, Cap, and some other flights will operate in there. I'll go through that objective in a minute. Any other questions? Okay, so we go to Objective Alpha. So this is a recon flights flown by some Viggens, call sign Gauntlet 1 and Gauntlet 2, and they're operating out of Fart Paris. And so I'll quickly go through the brief. From the previous week's fighting, some information about the area of operations are known, but to be effective and efficient with our remaining assets against such a large red force, we need to know exactly what we're up against and what the enemy are doing to be able to identify weak spots in their forces to ensure we only pick fights we know we can win. Today's objective is to fly routes around the AO with EM and camera pods, which are countermeasure pods today, in order to identify and position the Redlands forces by gaining signal intelligence and return this intel back to Fart Paris. Individual waypoints have been pre-programmed into your aircraft, and the required pods have been installed and configured to automatically collect radar and communication signals, as well as take photographs. Data from these pods will be downloaded to the FARPs as you approach, so successful landing is optional. Center tanks have also been fitted. There's also some other objectives here, but I'll skip through that. You can read that if you're in the flights. But as it says, you don't have to necessarily successfully land, because the engineers have configure them to wirelessly download the data as you approach. Just as a precaution, you shouldn't see that as any reflection in their faith in your flying abilities. But each individual aircraft will have their own individual waypoints. We won't be flying as a flight, and that's just to cover as much ground as possible and get as many angles as possible, so we can direction find and triangulate all of the RF signals that are in the AO and build a better picture. So this is our main objective today, is to gather the intel to establish us in the campaign. Any questions on that?
No.
I'll also be on that flight, so I'll be in a flight frequency. So if you have any questions going at the flight, you can ask in mission. So Objective Bravo. So this is being conducted by Thumper 2, which are a helicopter flight, and this is search and rescue and close air support, and requires two transport helicopters, which we do have, I believe. So the brief is most of our blue forces have been lost or had to surrender in the past week's fighting. A group of Tier 1 Special Forces operators, call sign Bandit 1, have managed to escape to the mountains to the north of the AO. We managed to make radio contact with them a few hours ago, and they relayed that they have been in running battle with an enemy hunter force for almost a week now and are exhausted and low on ammo. We need to provide them with some fire support and bring them back to the FARP for a good night's sleep. So I've created waypoints there. You can see vaguely the map there, but that's what I think is the most efficient route. It's over a lot of mountain passes, so it's a bit of a tricky one. So check your fuel and weapons are suitable for high altitude flying. And this is all trigger based, so just fly to the AO, to the where you see the SF troops in contact. That will also be on the F10 map. So just fly to that area. They'll make contact with you and follow the messages, and they'll try and direct fire using smoke and the messages themselves. And then when they're instructed to, they'll tell you to pick them up and deploy smoke. Pick them up, take them back to FARP London, and job done. And the bonus for this objective is you unlock the Special Forces operators, and Special Forces operators can be deployed to set up observation posts, JTAG, raid locations to extract high-value targets, intel, or weapons, and conduct sabotage operations. They would be a vital asset to us going forward in this campaign, so bring them back. So, yeah, going forward, if we want to do sort of raid objectives and capture weapons and gain intelligence, things like that, then the Special Forces operators are going to be vital. So this is quite an important mission. Objective Charlie is another search and rescue being conducted by Thumper 1, a helicopter flight, also supported by Havoc 1 and 2, which are Harriers. And again, brief, a small group of special intel operators have managed to escape to a safe house in Zaveri, however you pronounce that. We managed to make radio contact with them a few days ago, and they relayed that the town is occupied by a small enemy force who have set up roadblocks in the town and possibly at the dam. They've also started to conduct house-to-house raids searching for any blue combatants, and we could definitely use their help going forward in this campaign, so bring them back. So the objective is for Thumper 1 to take off from FARP London, fly through the valleys to a holding area at the lake, which is also marked on the F10 map and in that map above, and await the Harriers, Havoc, who will be taken off from their FARP. Can't remember exactly what it's called, but they'll be taken off from their FARP and making their way over, following their waypoints, and they're going to clear the dam area. If the helicopters, the attack helicopters, want to try and attack the dam as well, they're welcome to do so, but it's probably best to wait. Once they've attacked that, then both the helicopters and the Harriers can both move into the town or around the town, neutralize any Redland forces that you see there, consisting of some unguided AAA. They've also got some APCs and also just a lot of infantry around that area. So once you cleared them up, again, you should be in contact, all the helicopters, Thumper 1 should be in contact with the operators who will deploy smoke and inform when it's clear to go in and pick them up. Then just pick them up and bring them back to FARP London. And once that objective's done, if the Harriers have the time remaining fuel, or they want to go back and rearm, refuel, they can then proceed to the kill box and help out with objective, I think it's Delta, objective Delta, which I'll go through a little bit in a minute. Are there any plans on? Also, there is a tactical frequency for all call signs working this objective, and that will be channel green, which is in your flight list. Any questions? Yeah, so this objective unlocks the special, the Intel operators asset, and they can be deployed to infiltrate locations to again extract high value targets, intel, weapons, or conduct sabotage operations. They can also build relationships with any local resistance groups and other human intelligence sources. Again, these will be a vital asset to us going forward in the campaign. So this is another key objective. Okay, objective Delta. This is being conducted primarily by Hitman 1 and 2, which are the flankers, although they may be joined a little bit later by some other flights if their objectives are completed early. Having secured the main areas around Bluelands, Red 4 have begun moving into the mountains to the north and south of the AO with lightly armed convoys and helicopters to secure the small towns within them. With our FARPs being located in these areas, this obviously needs to stop. It's unlikely that we can stop them from entering the mountains, but we can definitely slow them down and make them as unwelcome as possible. Locals have relayed the areas where Red 4 are operating, and this general area has been marked on your maps as the kill box. The locals have been informed to stay off the road, so any blue air contact should be, or non-blue air contact should be considered hostile. I won't go too much into that, but you're not expecting to come across any heavy resistance within there. So it's just a case of searching that area. It's quite a large area, but just sweeping through. If you see any ground convoys or helicopters, there shouldn't be any blue helicopters in a kill box. Then, you're clear to engage. You're cleared hot. If you stay on guard, then you can communicate with any other flights that may come in and work that objective a bit later. So just IFF any fixed wing aircraft you see, certainly within the kill box. Any questions for that?
Thought we weren't allowed in the kill box. I thought we died.
No, the kill box is in. It's the no-fly zones that you can't
Roger.
fly in.
Yeah, my bad.
If you go to the main page again, you can see them. Okay, objective Echo, final one. This is going to be flown by Nomad 1 and 2, which are M2000s and JF-17s. So this is basically just hitting some bridges that are around the periphery of the kill box. Again, just a slow red fall, or blue, the red fall sort of ground forces from being able to enter the mounting area. Just slow them down basically. So those will all the bridges will be around the waypoints that are selected. So it's just a case of cycling through the waypoints, go into that area, find the bridge, destroy the bridge, and move on. Once you've completed that objective, you're then free to go into the kill box and help out with that if you wish. Just a quick threat picture with Red Force securing all their objectives in AO and believing that Red Forces are defeated. Red Cap has been very quiet, and Red Air QRF locations and alert time are unknown. So it's not suspected that you should come up against too much resistance, and you got the mountains to hide in anyway. So just use your flight frequency and go on guard if you're going to enter the kill box and start working that. So yeah, that's it. That's all the objectives complete. Any questions so far? Okay, that's me done, I think. Sorry about that. Took a while, but.
Roger, all good, very thorough. Okay, I'll go over the flights very quickly. Gauntlet 1, Recon, Viggen, Rhino, Space Chef, Stoke, Jackal. Sorry, I have muted myself. Very good. Okay, Flight 1, Blue 4, Gauntlet 1, Recon, Viggen, Rhino, Space Chef, Stoke, Jackal. Gauntlet 2, same, Grump, who's probably going to tag along with Gauntlet 1, I imagine. Havoc 1, Search and Rescue, Harrier, Cypher, Bypass, Jigsaw, Tanky. Havoc 2, same, Macabu, High, Andres. Nomad 1, Strike in the Kill Box, Mirage, Cover, Elo. Nomad 2, same, Jeff, Penguin, Bean, Starscream. Hitman 1, Air to Air and General Cover in Kill Box. Flanker, Tuxor, Sayonara, Shrek, Chopsticks, Damp, and, Cap. Thumper 1, Choppers, Pimp, Dragon, Poosh. Thumper 2, same, Matrix, Red, Artie, and Simba. Whoosh. Hey guys. All good. So it's I can call this a dynamic campaign, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a semi-dynamic campaign, I guess. It's not the traditional.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's kind of trying to make it a bit more manageable, but it's.
Roger. Right. Status of Donsler server. Take that as no status.
Quick question: are we using SOS or the new thing?
Missions will stay as SRS because the new thing is too stressful for missions.
Roger.
Do we need to get the Ms file to Auntie? Is that what we need?
Is that what I need to do?
Yeah, probably.
Get that done.
We needed a server today?
You're gonna do it. So you're gonna play games. Is that what you're gonna do now, Grump?
The server.
We needed a server today?
We'll just imagine it in our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Or we should go, you know what we should do? We should scrap video games and go back to good old tabletop, Warhammer 40k and whatnot.
I mean, I will not.
Daka.
I'm fine with that. Let's go.
I could do that. I don't know about
This is not
Warhammer,
the
but
server you're looking for.
As long as you let me play my death card.
You are always welcome to play with me when you get to Russia.
Blood for the blood gods goes by Lord Korn.
There's so much heresy going on right now.
Cap strikes me as a Space Wolves collector.
I am a Space Wolf. That's exactly Randgar Balkmane.
You're a Space Pups person.
Always have been, always will be.
I was just trying to think of any Marines chapter that is most likely like a German death metal band. It's probably Space Wolves.
Right. That's exactly right. We're very, very... I don't know what we are.
If you had any class, you'd be a world leader.
Imperial Knights.
Nah.
Guys, you're scaring all the girl viewers. Oh wait, there weren't any.
Yeah.
Funny.
In all honesty, I haven't played in like 2 editions, and it sounds like a lot's changed.
Yeah, same.
Apparently, Gillian's back walking around again.
I need
Gillian's
this.
been back for like
Nerd.
years.
Taxor identified us as
Oh,
nerds.
you want the button, huh?
Nerd.
Yep,
Nerd.
there it is.
Nerd.
We've all been identified as nerds.
Hang on, we play a flight simulator. How can we not all
Ah.
be nerds?
It's fair play. Guys, is guard 243 as normal?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful news. I haven't got SRS. I'm so used to using the new thing. I haven't even got SRS stuff. God,
I haven't found anything to work on any server I've tried to get into.
how embarrassing for you.
There's a new thing.
Getting server offline.
Okay, 243, 235. 243, 235.
Cap, have you got this new F-16 stick yet?
Yeah, I've got it sitting. I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to get in trouble with Kelso. It's supposed to be installed and ready to go. It's here. It's in the house. Put it that way.
I'm just trying to understand if it can work with the, is it the Liber or the Taurus base?
Oh, I just assumed it would, and I assumed that's why I got sent it. Have you asked Kelso? I'm relying on him for everything at the moment.
I did sort of put a message on the video, but I wasn't quite the clearest.
Just go and ask
of a reply.
Kelso. I know it's a pain in the butt, but he'll know the answer. And because I'll need to put a mass answer out to everyone.
It's your job, yes.
I just haven't got around to it, basically. Put it that way. I just haven't got around to it.
I was sort of waiting until the rest of the videos were released to see what was going
Oh,
on.
that's a good idea. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So there was some mention of it only working with the Orion, and you had to do something to make it work with the Taurus, and that's why.
Oh,
I was
that's
wondering.
interesting. Right. Because mine came with the Orion bases as well, which is weird because I don't use the Orion. I thought, okay, but I just haven't got around to it yet.
It looks pretty cool. Lots of bloody buttons and stuff on it.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
So how sketchy are these road bases going to be?
Super sketchy.
Right, guys. I'll see you in there. Do not crash on takeoff, otherwise I'll punt you down and hurt you. Bye-bye.
Is the server up?
It just came up.
Sounds like something else of mine. Anyways.
Oh dear.
Oh, this
Well,
is
you mean it
scheduled.
came up for a minute.
And then that's how we all got
loading.
demonetized.
Oh no, this is a road base for sure.
Yeah, pretty limited for road bases in the mountains, unfortunately.
Yeah, are we sure Mirage is going to get off the ground here? Or get back?
Options are all being tested.
Hmm.
This is sketchy.
Well, at least it's not overcast in the mountains.
That's gonna be fun. Good luck, guys.
Hmm. See you guys in there. Gruntmeister, radio check on 210.
4.5.
Reflector glass position.
Bishop, come check 210.
5x5.
Bishop, come check 243. 5x5. Oh, this is cozy.
Right?
Okay, Gauntlet 1-1. I'm going to head off.
Okay, have that set up. Let's go Viggen mode. You're gonna want. I can do that, okay.
1-2 is pulling up.
Go look at Objective A again. I think it said something about
Gauntlet 1-3, rolling.
mill plower.
1-1 wheels up. Make sure you build up plenty of speed before coming out of afterburner. You're going to have to make it over some mountains after takeoff.
Oh, this is so sketch. But we're hitting it, boys. Use this as a ramp. Ooh, no, none of that.
Gauntlet 1-3, airborne wheels up. Proceeding to first waypoint.
Gauntlet 2-1, wheels up, proceeding to first waypoint. I'll stay in nav right
check
now.
241, hi. Kan je laten clear on 241? Roger. Let's try and be a little bit conservative with your fuel, but you should have a good margin if you're not stupid. Run full mill unless I'm in danger zone. That's what I'm doing, yeah. Mill power over mountains and stuff, and then if you're over the flat or exposed areas, go stage 1.
Okay, so that's 150 kilometers away. I think let's see. This mountain right here. Go beyond that. Let's see what the map looks like. Okay. Settle down, settle down. Power up some more. They're pretty heavy. Alright. A lot of information to get through on this one just to make it. So bear with me, I'll try and get with the chat as soon as I can whenever that happens. Otherwise, I'm going to be focusing on flying today. Okay, we're over the mountain. This is nice. Stop right here. I want to get in. Oh, this baby does not want to climb. They're pretty slow. It said everybody has their own individual waypoints, so I don't know necessarily what's going on here. Double check and see what the other guys are doing. Okay, they are heading off to their targets. Continue on towards mine. Go between these gaps right here in the mountains. It just does not feel like it's enough.
It appears everybody got out without dying from a road. Impressive. See, it's all that faith in Grim Reapers. landing that's going to be problematic.
Yeah, when you land, don't put directly the thrust reverser, or don't put the afterburner immediately. Stabilize the airplane first.
I'm not so worried about our spaceship, I'm worried about the poor buggers in Mirages.
That's gonna be fun for them. Well, it's also gonna be fun for us.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it in the briefing, but respawns are available for crashing on takeoffs or landings, at least for the beginning part of this campaign.
Reno Grump, just to clarify, anybody in Gauntlet 2 is heading south, yeah? Or are we just staying together?
No, everybody's flying their own individual waypoints.
Copy that, so you got Gauntlet 2 heading towards the southwest?
They're kind of all over the place. So each individual flight member will be flying their own waypoint, it's not flights.
Hello, Mr. 1 rolling.
Copy that, I just see everybody flying towards the kill box. I don't know if that was all Gauntlet 1 flight that has waypoints in there or what.
I think we all diverge after the first couple of waypoints.
Yeah, they should sort of diverge. There should be some people heading south. It depends, because obviously not all the flights are occupied, so...
Yeah, it kind of made me curious. You said those were individual. I wonder how that was going to pan out, considering we don't have full flights.
Yeah, well, we just have to make do.
Okay, now we're picking up some speed, getting out of the mountains, and back down in towards the valleys. Okay, come up in 120 kilometers to waypoint 1. I think this is actually telling us that we're too low.
Harrier's en route to dam. 45 miles.
That's what I figured.
Thumper copies.
Is that me? Okay. Yep, that was a ping. And some pings. Good. over the valleys here in a second. Look like anything's pinging me just yet. Or spiking me rather. Might get messy.
Gunlight 1-2 got some RWR contacts southwest side of the kill box. Recall.
Gauntlet 2-1 got multiple pings just to the north, east-northeast of Kutaisi.
Good stuff. It looks like my waypoints are going to get me close to Kutaisi. So at least
just keep an eye. Some of them will skirt close to the no-fly zone, so just keep an eye on that on the F10 map. You should be okay if you follow your waypoints, but just double check.
Gauntlet 2 copies.
Copy.
Okay, I got low enough that I'm not getting pinged anymore. I'm gonna climb back up. Come up on 50 kilometers to waypoint 1. It wants me to fly around, but to me. Okay. I'm getting a lot of good information here. Whole bunch of dings and pings, beeps and squeaks. Good ELINT shit. About at my optimal height here. Okay. Optimal height. I'll level it off here. Oh shit. Oh! Gauntlet 2's down.
Gauntlet 1-2 entering the plains north of Kutaisi.
Who's down?
Gauntlet 2.
Number 1, where the whole team showing the dam.
A-firm.
Have a full-on heavy lead. We are 65 miles off waypoint 1 to the dam. We'll be with you shortly. How high were you? Give us time to clear the top of the dam before you move forward.
I went to the waypoint height.
Oh, the waypoint height?
Yep, so I could get high enough to get the pings.
No, sorry, yeah, there's no, it's basically just stay low the entire time. The waypoint heights are just default, sorry.
Just jumping into the jet.
I'm seeing an unknown bogey on my...
Yeah, just jumping in along. That's my bad.
Looks like it's in the waypoint area, so just be aware that could be hostile or it could be the Viggens.
Yeah, copy that. I was trying to stay high just a little bit because I wasn't getting any pings from low.
Number 1, I see
if you're clean for a while, pop up, get some pings and just get back down before they've got a chance to lock on you.
Heavy leads rolling in from long run on the down. I'm going to start sweeping the target.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, so I sort of skipped over the objective briefings because it was going on
a bit too long, but going forward I'll have more time to go through the mission briefs a bit more.
Yeah, so both my friends went to hell and I met the ground on Gauntlet 1-3.
Okay, Cypher's not seeing anything on the actual dam top. Just doing another quick.
Gauntlet 1-2,
could you check the mountain tops, the hills to the east
That
of
was
it?
super annoying. I was almost free too.
Going straight south now.
That was an OSA that took me down. Yeah, that wasn't a man pad.
Harrier going south was, the ground fire was the point just below and to the east of you, I believe. Copy that.
I head directly towards midpoint 1 this time. I got a little bit more better idea on where the hell I'm supposed to be going. That was fun and embarrassing. Suppose I was just about to call it a day.
Gauntlet 1-2 is feet wide.
Stage 1. All units be advised, Nomad flight has hit bridge at waypoint 2. Bridge is damaged. We're attacking waypoint 3 bridge now.
I'm way behind.
Okay, Havoc flight moving to town targets. Example 1, copy. BCR targets in town, be careful.
Okay, Valley of Death again. This time we're gonna go way low. more vigilant when it comes to possible threats. See this natural valley right here. I might just pop down into this and pop up every once in a while. Kick it into stage 1.
Contract 1-2 turning into weapon 2. Oh, looks like I'm gonna do a fast pass over Batumi.
Good luck. 1-1 heading feet wet. Stage 1.
1-2 is going stage 2.
Put my head up for a second for some comm hits. Some beeps and squeaks going back down. Right over the power lines. Oh, got a beep.
1-2 is feet dry.
Good job.
Right behind this tree. Okay, here we go. Back in the mill.
1-2 heading into weapon 4.
Tampa, if you could progress to the top of the jam, maybe you can get some visual on targets. How many waypoints do you have?
Number 1, we've passed the dam, we're
Taking out bridges, waypoint 2 and waypoint 3, we're pushing waypoint 5. Roger, if you could keep your eyes open and just find any targets for that'd be great. Copy. So for all Gauntlet flights, the second to last waypoint is your approach waypoint, and then it should give you a good heading into landing. So try and be kind of around gear down speed as you hit your approach waypoint and get your gear down. And
Number 1, I see a vehicle on the move.
Yeah, start ahead of time, getting set up for landing.
1-2 copy.
1-3.
2-1 copies.
Number 1 flares out, it's still just
haven't practiced it yet. Try and get a little bit low in the valley as you approach the FARP, and a little to the right of the valley, and as you come out of the valley you'll see the road base sort of offset to the right a little bit and quite close to the exit of the valley.
Pinged by contacts behind me.
Have we received any information on the Spec Ops team or not?
Negative, still waiting on the radio and waiting on the smoke.
We're going to be going up into the clouds past this hill right here.
Havoc 1-2, Havoc 1-3, RTB rearm refuel.
Okay,
Roger.
back down.
Number 1, 2 BTRs providing ground fire.
was just to the south of the one is being fired upon.
Gauntlet 2-1 passing waypoint 1, heading on to waypoint 2.
Copy.
Still in mill, going Mach 0.7. I see a natural valley here, might keep along the lines of that. Where are we at in regards to everything? Decent. Okay, we're coming up on 40 kilometers out. Okay.
1-3 passing waypoint 1.
I'm picking up some spikes from out to sea, as well as quite a lot along the coast to my left. Nice shot.
Naval blockade, maybe?
There's definitely someone out there.
Works for me. Staying on this side of it. Getting no pings from right here. Kilometers out. Check the route that's going to take me. Yep, right over to me. So basically where spaceship was.
1-3 spike from Sochi.
Copy.
Okay. And get back down on the deck. Right over the trees. Back down into this natural valley here. Okay. Moving on towards waypoint 3. Gauntlet 2-1 passing waypoint 2.
Thumper, we can't seem to find anything more down there. It might be worth you moving it a bit closer, see if you can draw anything.
Thumper, we're having composite the town, one heli on the west, one on the east rim, looking for anything inside. No joy so far. I'm pretty close, I'm just flying about the PTRs you destroyed last.
Alright, you can get on course here. Right over the treetops again. Right back, go down. Yep.
I think we could make a dash into the town, but we have no radio contact with the special forces so far.
1-1 is deep dry and heading to approach waypoint.
Yeah, it's coming from the north from me. Bless you. Alright.
Tamper 1 on guard. We have no radio contact from special forces. Please advise.
Oh, I don't like that. Gauntlet 2-1, feet wet. Right over the water. Stage 1.
Tampa flight, can you sweep in? We suspect there might be a AK soldier on the ground somewhere in there. Can you move in with your door gunners and sweep the area?
Copy.
Harriers, just maintain a slow circle orbit in the area, just don't waste too much fuel.
Now stage 1.
Got the weather being engaged. Sam literally just flew over my canopy.
Oh, close. Try and use terrain masking if you can. Most effective.
All you.
I might have seen landing at the shadow on target.
5 bridges. We're double checking to make sure they're down, but consider the bridges done. We'll be available for tasks and health and jet logs.
Gauntlet 2-1, passing waypoint 3.
Bumper, what are you seeing? Will we fight on there, or is that just infantry engaging?
Number 1, there's infantry in the town. We are trying to pick them up, so they're hiding.
Roger, well, a couple of us Harriers will be hanging around just as Overwatch calls if you need them. We have some rockets and missiles left, so if you can get us a target area, I'm sure one of us could rocket the area.
Come again?
If you need any rockets on target, we've got rockets available.
Copy.
Okay, I'm being painted. Going down. That is sus.
Gauntlet 1-2, proceeding into my approach waypoint. Gauntlet 1-3, inbound to Sochi to start my run down to Gadata and Sanaki.
Good luck.
Yep, they definitely see me. Looking for a targeting solution on me. Need to get into these mountains fast. Fuel one's being spiked over the water going stage 2. LN21 is clean, passing waypoint 4. Now feet dry. Now the fun part of getting back home.
Gunner 1-3, feet dry.
Good job.
Make sure you end up coming in with too much fuel. Up to flight, this is Havoc 4 IMR TV.
Yeah, I think most of us Harriers have got a RTB now, so I think you probably command your hours now. Copy that, Havoc 1-4, you're clear to land. Havoc 1-2 and 1-3 on runway.
Okay, this is going a lot smoother than my first run.
1112.
1-1.
Are we landing south to north or north to south?
South to north.
Copy, on approach.
Yeah, if you've gone past the last waypoint, you'll be relatively close. There should be air cone markers marking the threshold and green smoke down.
1-2, copy.
I'm peppering them with a machine gun fire.
This is not the river, the valley I want to be in. I need to
Eyes
find
on
one
green
with the river.
smoke. Going around.
Yeah, you need to be quite low in the valley on approach because it's quite far down there. Hard spot.
If I shoot a Maverick at one of the troops down there in the town, waypoint 2.
Okay, this is my valley.
One to turning base.
Good luck.
Yes, Viggen. How you doing, Spider?
One to on final.
back into a right turn. Unless this is what I want to go through. Actually, yeah, I'm in the valley that I want to be in. Turn me to the south anyway. I'm going to go down this direction. Follow this valley through. Still 140 kilometers out. Yeah, I wanted to show up, but I went to sleep at like 9 in the morning, so I ended up sleeping through basically everything yesterday.
Copy, Abbott 1213. If you move into kill box, start engaging targets from that area. It's just infantry around the town. 1-2, copy, heading to kill box then.
Yeah, I think this valley. No, damn it. Went to the wrong one again. There should be a valley I could just be able to follow all the way to waypoint 5.
Approach waypoint, get down in the valley and turning towards the road base.
Copy, 1-2 is downwind. Is downwind base.
Okay, nice wide valley. I think that's what I want to go for here. Yeah, this is it.
Check reverse thruster.
Check.
I have tele on you.
1-2 is on final.
This plane has no weapons on it. We are a recce flight for today. Doing guerrilla tactics. So right now we have the Viggens collecting elant, and one of the pods is doubling as a camera pod. So we're taking recon photos and stuff. Yep, this is the valley I want to be in. I want to reverse these. There we go.
1-2 touchdown.
Nope.
Do you require ground attack assistance?
I would appreciate that. We're still
1-2 is down, sir.
Nice.
Ground fire and they're hiding.
Well, under 100 kilometers out from waypoint 5.
Buildings and trees, so we're difficult to pick
I'm gonna keep advancing a bit on the road.
That's okay, you're clear to reverse, I'm going round.
Copy, 1-2 reversing.
Yeah, I'll just be able to cross this mountain right here.
Good job, stick out landing.
1-3, run complete. Heading waypoint 6 at home.
Good job.
Yeah, low flying.
There's a chance to use my countermeasures quite a bit.
Nice. Get that sweet data back to file.
No, be at B5. There we go. Yeah, I screwed something up. Okay, how'd I screw this up? Damn it. Okay, something I did screwed up that.
1-1 on approach.
1-2 is still reversing.
How far have you got left?
I'm trying to hit my radar, somehow it screwed up my waypoints. Now my waypoint's not working right. I don't know what I did.
I'll continue on a little bit way out.
Yeah, that patching in reverse is not easy.
No, steering is so difficult.
TV fix screwed it up or something. Either way, my waypoint's not working now. What the hell? Oh, I don't want to go that way.
Number 2 to Rhino.
Rhino sent.
Number 2, we can't find any further opposition in the town we're supposed to be clearing. We got the initial message from the Special Forces telling us to clear the town, but we can't find anybody else, and we've got no further messages from the Special Forces, so we just
looks like someone landed on me.
Stand by. Sorry, that was me. I thought I was quite far above you.
We'll use flare to find targets.
I'm sure I took a bit of damage. I see some debris.
Just don't damage the road, please.
Actually looks like I'm fine. Probably you have some damage on the bottom of your plane.
Yeah, I've despawned anyway, but yeah, I heard a bang, but it looked like I was quite far above you. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I thought I was pretty clear, but sorry about that. Just respawn if you want to go back up.
Right, yeah, I don't know what happened. I blacked out for a second.
Your response to Centre Flight?
Stand by. Yeah, say again, Thumper 2.
I guess I'm just going to use F10 from here on out because I don't know what happened to my waypoints. My waypoint's screwed up.
Attacking.
Okay, sounds like it's working okay. Carry on.
1-2 made it back to the cones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna respawn.
Yeah, good idea. Sorry about that.
So interesting question. I accidentally hit my TV fix, and now my waypoints aren't showing where they're supposed to be. How do I fix that?
20 miles from target.
That's gonna be tricky. There's no reference point. You're just gonna. Were you just heading back towards the FOP anyway?
Negative. I'm about to go past waypoint 5. I just had to use the map.
Yeah, try and navigate any path through using the F10 map.
What's your last waypoint?
It depends, it's different for every flight, but if you look at your knee board, you should be able to see all of your waypoints.
Yeah, if you just go to the next waypoint, it should just override, because I think what you've done is just reset that waypoint.
It might have refixed the entire alignment. It depends what you did.
Great. So good to know. Don't turn on the radar.
So
Try
what do you
to
think
keep
we
the
should
INS
do around
updated.
Rockets, bombs, or go everywhere?
It depends what you want to go after, helicopters or ground convoys. Ground convoys, probably best rockets. Maybe a gun pod if you want to try finding a helicopter. It'd be quite hard to find, but
If you're looking at kill box, there's not that many roads, so it might be easier to take rockets and try and find a convoy.
Gauntlet 2-1 passing 1.5 RTB.
Good job.
I think I screwed everything up. Yeah, I think trying to go through those radar things screwed up my INS, so now I actually lost my ability to fly.
Arriving on target, could you help us identify targets, please?
I believe I see 3 infantry in the opening, peppering them with the gunfire now.
Spaceships, we pilot on the road or on the grass? Spaceships on the road between the cones.
Copy ground fire. Is that chopper?
You on approach? I'm about to take off.
Stage 1.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you when I'm approaching. Copy, 1-2 is taking off.
Oh god. I don't like that. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Under the power lines. Over the trees. Back down into this tiny valley.
Rotate.
Infantry engaging. Rocket fire. Tally. Good hits.
Just gonna put my back towards the ground. Stick with this.
Oh, that's a good shake.
Three shots.
Can't be.
What's that, the road base?
Okay.
I have no more targets for you, but they are there somewhere.
Yes, copy that.
That's an elevated stadium. Holy crap.
Remind me, does the thing get welded to the grass like the Tomcat does?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, just reverse down the roadway, don't try and turn around.
No, I'm sure there's something left, but I have no eyes on them.
You always tell us to keep there, Roger.
I would not play chicken with them anymore, because I've got eyeballs in my cockpit. I'm not getting close to them.
I think they're all pretty bad, to be honest, with the grass, and unfortunately there's no way of laying down any kind of matting that they do in real life on farms to allow people to drive on the grass. Hopefully it get added one day.
One two's heading the kill box with guns.
I don't know what it did. Damn it. Yep. That's annoying.
Level 2 is 15 miles from Far Rome. Let me know when the road is clear so I can rearm. Sample flight, Havoc 1213 looking for targets.
Let's get some visual references here.
On approach. Good luck, 1-3.
Yeah, no information for me. Gauntlet 2-1 entering the valley.
RTB Bob Dallas, mission complete.
Gauntlet 2-1 entering the valley for approach.
Yeah, get nice and low in that valley. You should, as you exit the valley, you should see the far down low on your right.
Copy that. Havoc flight on Overwatch.
Make sure you're nice and slow before entering the valley. Make sure gear down.
1-3 finals.
I expect to go around anyway. Thing does not want to slow down. Okay. Oh! That was a tree. Gauntlet 2-1 going around.
You can respawn. Yeah, I've done that a few times, don't worry.
I didn't see it at the last moment. It was just out of my canopy view.
4 miles.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's the best way to go around?
Sorry, your data was collected, so mission accomplished. You can respawn and go into the kill box if you like.
Yeah, they managed to crash DCS, so I'll come out.
Agabu, can you just confirm mission complete or not? Touchdown.
I'm heading to the southeast of the kill box. Gonna check the towns and the roads between the town.
Number 1, Intel's operatives on board and bugging out.
Havoc to 2 on final, far from.
Number 1, where RTB.
Okay.
Okay, any members of Havoc remaining welcome to prosecute at kill box if you wish.
That'll be the valley opening right there. Get just a little bit of speed here. Gauntlet 2-1, re-entering the valley from the east for approach.
Hello, 2-2, touchdown. Far Rome, you guys need to rearm, refuel here, or is it over?
Green flag, be aware there appears to be some flankers in the area. Hostile, so be careful.
At 300. Confirm thrust reversers armed. Bring it down just a little bit. I see the roads. Should start seeing the smoke on the other side here. Yep, there's the smoke. Shaking, I don't like that. Gauntlet 2-1 down and safe.
Alright, good job.
Okay. Reverse it back. Two one is reversing. The warning sound is the perfect backup sound too. Gonna keep this going. That's something we see every day. Just a jet reversing down a road right next to a village. God, this is hilarious. Truly unconventional warfare. Reverse behind the threshold, and then, yeah. Probably call it a day, to be honest. Sounds like the mission was, for the most part, it's been accomplished anyway, so.
Respawns are allowed for crashes on landings for this mission.
You are correct. Luckily I didn't need to do that. Settle down, settle down.
Keeping the valley to get yourself home safe.
Okay. Parking brake's not really helping. Okay, Gauntlet 2-1 clear of the FARP. Wish you guys luck. I don't remember any of the weapon systems, so have fun out there. That parking brake is not actually holding. Wow. Okay.
If you want to load the guns, it's pretty easy.
There we go. The hell? Hearing sounds, is that from other people? No. Can't be.
Special enemy contact into the valley.
Using gun pads, gun pods, blah blah blah. So operators are secure, fantastic.
Could do with a bit of pruning, but unfortunately it didn't end well.
Special engaged in Lima November 1-2. Lima November 1-2.
that landing the captive, it needs a particular kind of slow motion to go with the roll. Also, the friggin' docking music from Interstellar.
That is unfortunate.
More, the guy in the bathtub.
What you getting hit by?
No.
That was a flanker.
All those trees, they stand there for 40 years and then when release the
The tree was probably using a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the flankers, they have good missiles. I dodged the first one, but not the second.
I see that Tuxor defected and just landed at one of the Red Air bases.
Brilliant. Well, he's not getting an invite to my birthday party.
I just went for a jolly and went to now check, yeah.
He's so uncompetitive that he accidentally defected.
He accidentally morphed himself into MS 2020 and went for a pleasure flight over Egypt.
It was quite pleasurable.
I don't know if this is normal with Huey Multicrow, but I'm sat in Red's co-pilot's seat having a ride home, and it's flying along, but the rotors aren't going round. It's very odd.
It would be better if they turned, Artie. I don't want to be a stickler.
That's good aerodynamics.
Mm-hmm. Right, did we get a track on that?
Mate, push and tanky, be advised, there's a SU-37 inbound in your direction.
That was a very sexy FARP landing, I'll have to say. FARP.
There we go. Scrubber taking off, that's Viggen's taking off. Guys, that.
Yeah. There's the other. Sitting here watching two flankers go after our guys.
Yeah, probably we should warn them.
We landed.
We're running like anything, so don't worry.
Oh, excuse me.
Actually, saying that, I've just got spiked by a flanker. Woohoo!
They are heading straight at you.
Wasn't there a Ace Combat game where all your friendly airfields got bombed out or something like that? So you had to do a base out of a hollowed out. Oh god, what is that? A tunnel in a mountain?
I don't know if that was an actual player mission, but I know in Ace Combat 4 the enemy had to fly out of a tunnel in a couple of highways. It was the Yellow Squadron that had to do that.
Good.
Maybe.
That sounds like a Swiss secret airbase.
I could do some Swiss chocolate right now, I'll tell you that.
I know when I was living in Colorado, all of the tunnels for the highways were set up to be able to do that.
I believe it. Actually, there's a U.S. doctrine that mandates every couple of miles, all highways have to have at least 2 miles of straightaway for aircraft. So they make them makeshift FARPs.
Nice. I mean, the main question is, Damp, what made you move them from Colorado to Wyoming?
That's what I want to know. How many sex crimes this time, Damp?
I'm running away from the predators. The Democratic
people. Oh, right. That's what I meant.
Did you say the Democratic People's Army?
No, the Democratic People's Republic of Boulder and Denver.
Yeah, some republic, huh? Anyways.
White.
Seems like the SU-27 not spotting the helicopter below him.
Oh yeah, I saw the helicopter.
He's hovering almost.
Wait, where did one of them go? Did one of them die?
Uh-oh. Well, here comes nothing.
It's going for the Huey. Redo.
Poor Redo.
You should see it, but he can't. What?
It missed.
Okay.
I told Morph who lives in Boulder.
Ooh.
Ooh. By a Stinger. Stinger killed a flanker.
Farp just scored a kill.
I see.
Lives with the last goal, Mindy.
The Farp just scored a kill.
Oh, nice.
No.
Oh.
Looks like the other flanker's RTB.
Well, that's a lucky one for Redo.
Just to the rest of Farp.
That's embarrassing.
I've seen him pull off a mission with half behind before.
Who have you seen him? You've seen him pull off a hind. There's a joke there, and I haven't quite figured it out. What's a hind? It's a type of deer, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just like the moment's lost. I'm trying.
Also, hind legs of a hind.
No, pull off a mission. He miraculously made it back to base while flying half of a hind.
You know what it is.
Yes, but can the hind fly back without a tail? Hashtag KA50.
Tails are for losers. You all know this.
Woohoo! One thing I have to say to that.
Fair comment. Fair comment, boys.
That flanker is in fact not RTB.
Yeah, he's going back for revenge.
He's gonna get shot down by the Farp again.
There's enemies in these parts. Can't report the enemy back to base if there's no witnesses. Yes, come back.
I mean, somehow they managed to miss an entire Air Force hidden in the mountains off a road, but...
I mean, it's not like they have satellite imagery that they can just do that. We're talking...
Wolf's Day Cap is taking camouflage to a whole new level.
What?
Where's Cap at?
I'm not in it. I'm editing the video.
Oh. Okay.
Is most of the stuff done? I know the bankers are all done.
I think Redo's just about to land.
Alright, he can debrief from his topic.
That's our special forces guys, right?
Yep.
Okay, guys. Welcome back, valued viewers. Obviously, I had a disconnection in the middle, but it's all good. So, how do you want to do this? Rhino, do you want to go over the Game Master's debrief first and then do flight by flight?
Let's have a look what flights did first, and then I can give a debrief on that.
Yeah, I can't remember who the first flight was. That's where I stuck.
That's I guess that's me. So, yeah, I think we flew our waypoints. We got quite a lot of flights picked up. Hopefully, quite a lot of intel. I think most of us managed to stick the landing as well, which is quite impressive. Yeah, anything from any other one? Anybody else thought that?
The recon...
What you said, went out, followed the waypoint plan, and we cut the incidents to rise on a couple of SAMs flying.
Right, after the recon I went in the kill box looking for convoys, but I only found 2 flankers. I evaded the first missile, but not the second.
Were you guys e-linting? Is that what you were doing?
E-linting, and we had camera pods.
Oh yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, boys. Can't remember who's next. Who's next? It's Harriet. No? Harriers?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so Havoc, we got airborne without any catastrophes, got over the target area, pretty quickly dealt with most of the real threats. What actually caused us real fun was actually killing the infantry guys, because, well, very hard to see them. Calling the helicopters to help us locate them. Yeah, finally got them. 3 of us definitely made it home, 2 of us got knocked out by SC-27s on the hunt. Don't know what happened to the other pair.
Didn't even know they had SC-27s. Right, okay.
Yeah, they're both down now.
Right. Barba scored 2 kills on flankers.
Oh, we couldn't really kill them anyway. Right. All right. Did you do your mission this time?
Yep. Operatives were recovered. The F2 recovered the operatives. We were constant comms the entire time.
Mirage?
Me and Mirage flew straight from the
Ooh, hello.
No. And then I went to the helicopter with the command flight and straight to Carlo Rock.
Unbelievable. Freaking typical overachiever.
Right.
Well done. Any other Mirage stuff? I saw Trump.
There's a nice one, isn't it?
Right. Next flight will be that. Before we talk about the landing, then. Don't talk over
Well, this is Starscream. I mean, I wasn't much with the rest of my group because I took off and three of us, I think, had broken landing gears. Somebody respawned and tried it a few more times and finally able to take off without landing gears, so we all kind of flew around with landing gears out. Had some other technical issues. I think Bean took out some of the other bridges, and then we all flew back. And I don't know what you're talking about the landing. Yeah, we all landed just fine. Perfect.
That's what I meant. Flankers, that's us, guys. We went to our gearbox area. It took ages, it took a full hour, but we did find all the most of the helicopters. Isn't that amazing? It's really hard to find those ones, very hard. And when we did find them, we blamed the school, and it's pretty hard. But we did our mission. I don't think anyone died. I technically had a bit of a damaged aircraft on that, but I survived. Any other stories from Flanker?
Yeah, I died. I'm not used to the long wing span of the flanker, so strafing one of them. I winged it and crashed.
Okay. I wonder what happened now. I saw you just disappear.
Right, that's a way.
Didn't want to
I
say.
also saw sand in my ship coming down.
Alright, we're on choppers.
It looks like the interface. Yeah. Then, if pushes doesn't mind, I could talk to our flight. Well, it was magnificent. We flew out to the staging point, waited for the carriers to clear the way through, and they took out all the big targets in the city, in the town, then we went in. But the cowardly, those intel guys, they refused to leave the house with just minimal resistance present in the city. So we had to spend literally an hour looking for every single soldier in the town, enemy soldier that is, then taking them out. Well, I had in the end to provoke them to fire at me with my face just to see where they were, and then peppered their location with tracer guns to indicate where they are, and call in fire support from Pimpaho's K-50 and Harriers. And after an hour of that slowly creeping through the town, we perfectly managed to kill everyone, and then the intel guys called us, and we came in, picked them up, carried over to the farm, and everybody completed the perfect landing, so the mission was a success. Although I have 6 AK holes in my blister window.
Very proud of you. Right. Oh, go on then.
Flew out, followed the waypoints, got to the town. As soon as we got there in my Gazelle, I decided to prune a rather scraggly-looking pine tree, but survived the landing. Matrix and I should also say at the start we didn't have Simba, so we were short of a transport helo, so Red swapped from an Mi-24 to a Huey to give us the 2 transport helicopters. Red and Matrix cleared the infantry, opposing infantry in the town. All then went quiet and the guys landed. Nothing seemed to be happening. And then suddenly there was a separate attack coming out from the trees on the hillside. Matrix and Redo eventually defeated that, but it was very, very difficult because you couldn't actually see them, or you see his tracer coming out the trees. Then landed, picked up the Special Forces troops. I think Matrix was really taken out by the troops in the trees whilst we were landed. I think we were.
No, I'd taken cumulative damage, and when I tried to lift off with the crew, didn't have enough performance, and I think we just jumped in at about 2 seconds in the co-pilot seat and suddenly realised it's not a good thing to do. Yeah, I came down and something failed, so the guys picked up the guys, I didn't get home.
Red did get home though, with the guys, and successfully delivered the Special Forces. Anything good to say, Red?
Sorry for the local response.
As I say, it's very bizarre because all the time I was sat in Red's co-pilot seat, the rotors weren't going round, so I was expecting him to do an auto-rotation landing at any moment, but actually flew home.
Get it over to the big W, I say. Right. Well done, boys. Rhino, summary, send.
Yeah, it sounded like everything went well. Today's mission wasn't too exciting, too kinetic. It was mostly about gaining intel. So we gathered a lot of that. A lot of that has to be developed a bit more, but I'll just give you some a brief recap of what we have so far. So we did detect, Gauntlet Flight did detect some ships out to sea. Looks like identified as being capable of air defense as well as cruise missile attacks. So that's something we need to look at. We've also been in contact with an ally who were on their way to deliver some target pods by sea, but unfortunately because of the naval assets, that's no longer going to be coming in until we can deal with the ship somehow. We detected a naval headquarters that's probably at Sochi, as well as a fast patrol boat near Gadara. So that's something we can look at. There was SU-27, some Red Air eventually got up a QRF out of Kobuleti. We did get a notification from some locals, but due to some signal jamming in that area, that arrived pretty late, so it wasn't very effective at all. But QRF did get up, but they weren't too quick today, but we can expect them probably to go up a bit quicker in the future. And if we can deal with the signals jammings, we could sort of get a rudimental sort of CGI early warning kind of system up with a lot of the locals near the bases, so we can get a bit more of an idea of when we got Red Air QRF active in the future. That's something we can look towards. So we haven't located the IADS defense headquarters. We've did get communications from our Red Air HQ, which we know now is located at an AWACS, which is actually orbiting within Red lands, sort of no-fly zone. So we're not too sure how to get at that, but at least we've identified that they have an AWACS, and that's where the headquarters is located. We haven't located the ground headquarters, but we have identified a main supply route. So that's something we can look at, trying to gather some more intel about that to get some more leads. And we've got some reports from the ground from we had to make contact with some local resistance that said that some of their operatives were captured trying to attack an arms convoy. We don't know what happened to them, but we got some leads on that we can hopefully follow up and figure out where they are and what this armed convoy is about. And they've talked to us about there's propaganda sort of and counterinsurgency operators and headquarters in that area as well. So that's something we can we've identified that there's another headquarter element active. That's pretty much it, to be honest, at this point. But yeah, a lot of good intel developed. You'll be given a proper breakdown debrief sheet with a bit more information on that, and then you can use that, as I say, to vote on which objectives you want activated for the next mission. So yeah, thanks.
Boys, any final comments before we sign off?
Good job.
Yeah, I got one.
Was fun.
Good formation, awesome.
Yes,
Them
Dan.
Jeffs, those Jeffs need to work on that landing.
Ooh, zap, ouch, ooch.
I'll also try and work, if I can get a Jeff or a Mirage sort of test pilot to test out some possible road base options. I'll see if I can get a base so that the landing gears don't break on takeoff, which is
I was going down the road and I actually just bounced into the air when I was taking off.
Yeah, I'll try and deal with that.
Hi boys, very good. I'm gonna get to work. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Copy that.
See you, Cap.
Good night. Thank you guys.
See you guys.
See you guys. Good flying.
Yes, that was an awesome mission, Rhino. So, out of interest, can we say that the Red 4 was denied some intelligence because both their QRF guys got shot down and are probably now in the process of being captured by our FARP?
Yep. Yeah, there's probably some intel there. Yeah, on the Red Air QRF assets, we can interrogate them. We've actually got jammers on the FARP, so we don't think they would be able to get any distress calls out to. So we don't think that our FARPs are compromised at this point as well.
Yeah, that would work out because, they were both shot down right over the FARP, so it wouldn't take much for us to go out there with a search party and capture these guys.
Yeah, we saw the injections. They're inject, so we know where they are.
Get out the hounds!
Yes, release the hounds!
The hunted become the hunters.
It's the great old British tradition of a fox hunt.
Yeah. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Awesome mission, Rhino.